Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Cumcast. This week's beer of the week is the Modelo Especial to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. This beer has an ABV of 4.4% alcohol. Modelo Especial, brewed as a model of what good beer should be, this rich, full-bodied Pilsner-style lager delivers a crisp, refreshing taste, well-balanced taste, and a light hop character with a crisp, clean finish. Modelo Especial is characterized by an orange blossom honey aroma with a hint of herb. Modelo Especial contains water, barley malt, non-malted cereals, and hops. So thank you, Modelo Especial, for producing a wonderful line of beers. Personally, I love Modelo. First time I ever had one was when we went to Mexico for the first time, so that was great. And everybody have a wonderful Cinco de Mayo. Now let's get into the episode. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cumcast. I am your host today, Cody, Bald Boy Wonder, aka Booby Milk, aka The Best, aka Cocksucker, aka Go Fuck Yourself, aka Suck My Dick. And I'm Ryan, aka the actual host of this show, aka You Have No Dick.
Cody's just substituting right now because I don't feel like talking.
And yet he interrupts my intro.
Right.
That is what's happened. So, welcome to another wonderful episode of the Cumcast, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this week. We love you. We hope you all are staying safe. We hope you had a awesome Cinco de Mayo. And you celebrated with some Modelo Especial because it's a great beer. And they are the beer of the week this week.
Sorry. I've only had it one time.
I think it's pretty good. I've had it multiple times. And I like Modelo. They have a huge line of different styles of beer. I've only ever had the Especial. I'd like to try the Modelo Negra. I don't know. I think it's a dark lager. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but I'd like to try that.
Sure none of them are lagers.
It's the Especial is a Pilsner style lager. If you would have listened to me on the beer review of the week,
that just shows how much I actually care about it.
So you have not cared about whatever I've done for the past year.
It's your thing.
It's okay, and I stole your thing again for the intro.
Well, I gave it to you. I told you could do it.
Well, so take it away, host. Take it away, host.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's keeping your hands washed, staying safe. It's still strange times. Things are starting to starting to open back up. I guarantee people are going to get a lot more sick. There'll probably be, a lot more tragedies before it gets better, but they are having like restrictions and stuff like that. And I'd say every state's different, but a lot of them are entering in phases, which is crazy to me because how can you judge something like, oh, we're going to do this phase on this day and phase 2 on this date. And I'm like, how do you fucking know unless you're like physically like analyzing all the data? And it just seems crazy to me, but it's still going to get worse before it gets better, people. So you do want to keep your mask on, keep washing your hands. And I don't know.
Even though we're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, and particularly here in Indiana, as of this week, in the first week of May, as of this week, they have opened a few businesses. You are required to wear masks. I believe that next week, bars and restaurants will start opening as well. But I think there's a 50% only capacity, including social distancing. I don't know if you're going to have to wear a mask. I don't know how you wear a mask and eat at a restaurant. I don't know how it's going to work. All I know is I'm not going to participate in any of that. I'm not going to go until I know that the restrictions are gone and that I'm not contributing to furthering this and making it worse. This is still a probationary thing. It could literally flip completely 180 overnight if something goes wrong with all these quarantines lifting in certain businesses. So it could change overnight. It really could. So I'm gonna be responsible and stay away still for a while. And I think everybody else, I would advise that'd probably be a good idea.
Well, they're not, because the people have been cooped up for 2 months and they can't fucking handle it. And I was talking to people at work, mainly women, and they were talking about how they already have hair appointments and stuff like that, and some of them have to wear masks.
Bro, come to the Cumcast. We'll cut your hair. Neither of us have it.
I ain't touching it.
If there's anybody that knows about hair, it's people that don't have it. Do you know why? Because they know how to get rid of it. Yeah, I can cut hair. I'll do it.
Sure.
Straight up. I'll cut Cheyenne's hair. It'll work great.
I
can layer like the best of them.
Yeah, I got a pair of clippers. I'll shave the motherfucker off. Shave that mop right off your head. But yeah, I'm just telling everybody that you still need to be safe. And they even opened up the fucking drive-through in our local area.
The drive-in movie theater, right?
Isn't it the drive-through?
The drive-through's at a restaurant.
Right. The drive-in.
They're going to open up the drive-in movie theaters soon. Which I don't know why, because it's
outside.
In our area right now, it's fucking raining.
Well, I mean, like, for like a drive-in, like, you're 6 feet away anyway, because that's car spacing, and everybody like sits in their car or gets out and in like front or
not in the concession stand, bro. Your butt's a nut in the concession stand.
Well, bring your own fucking food.
Everybody wants chili dogs, and actually, I know there's one drive-in movie theater that charges if you bring your own food.
That's why you don't get fucking caught.
I know. You gotta be stealthy, man. You like,
it's like, we got popcorn.
Legit, bro. If I worked at a drive-thru and you could just have the food sitting right there on like your center console of your car, and I'd just be like, come on through. I don't give a fuck. I don't get paid to monitor what you bring in there. I guarantee they're smoking meth behind the movie screen.
Last time I went to the drive-in, it was an old lady taking the money for the tickets, and she's just like, "How many?" And you gave her the money, and she said, "Go ahead." And it's not like they search your fucking car.
Like, bro, one time I was at a drive-in, and I was walking towards the bathroom, and a fucking skunk came out of the men's room, waddled his big fat ass over, or her fat ass over, and just kind of waddled into the women's bathroom. So they went from bathroom to bathroom. I was like, why am I in a place that monitors so hard for food and charges out the ass for concessions, and you got a skunk? You can't even have like a closed door in your bathroom.
You honestly think
wildlife?
You honestly think they monitor for food? They don't give a fuck.
There's one
because everybody's like, bitch, I want a soft pretzel. Well, and they're gonna go pay $6 for a soft fucking pretzel.
There's only two in this area, and the one by me actually do monitor for food. And if I worked there, I'd be like, no, I don't give a shit. Bring whatever, because I guarantee they're smoking meth like in their cars while they're watching the new Peter Pan. I don't know what's coming out.
Nothing says, here, let me get high on meth and fucking pass out and watch Peter Pan in my sleep.
Nobody ever makes it through the second movie. Nobody.
If anything, they're smoking pot and watching like the new Jumanji or something.
If you're on a budget, if you ask me, if you're on a budget, the drive-in.
If you're on a budget, buy meth and go to the drive-in.
Yeah, if you're on a budget, buy meth and Funyuns and go to the fucking drive-in. Like that's the vacation, man. That's the quarantine. That's like the quarantine ender right there. The quarantine ender bender. That's it. You buy some Modelo Special, some meth, Funyuns, and some whatever those cheap little snacks you get from the dollar store.
The big party mix for like $5.
Yeah, the big party mix for like $5.
The makeshift Doritos.
I don't know if you want to eat on meth. I don't know if it's like marijuana, you get the munchies. I think you don't want to do anything like I said, besides like clean your house.
I don't know. I saw a guy on meth when since I work night shift, I leave in the early morning, and I drive past a Marathon gas station, and there's a guy, and I see him, and I'm at a stoplight, and it's right beside me, and I just see this guy, and he's like, I see him walk out, and I was like, okay. And I look over, and like, I was like, is that guy still fucking there? And he goes to the end of the store, turns around, like immediate 180, flips, walks back to the end of he's just going the length of the store, just walking back and forth. He did that for like 2 minutes while I'm sitting here at a fucking stoplight. He just go back and forth and back and forth. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He wasn't smoking a cigarette. He wasn't talking on the phone. He was just He was like counting his fucking steps.
The
He's
dude's
like,
on a mission, man. You gotta,
fucking know.
Maybe he's building a treasure map. Maybe he buried his treasure behind, like, the red box over there in front of the store. I don't know.
oh yeah, he's trying to find his buried treasure 12 fucking times. He's just like, no, this is 20 steps. And then he goes like, fuck, I messed up. This is 18 steps now. And then he just keeps going back and forth.
It's like when I was in college, and there for a time I thought if I got drunk and did homework, I could, I could go to class drunk. Okay, not drunk, but intoxicated. I could go to class intoxicated, and I would do better, like, on the tests. I legit thought that for a second. I really did. I was a dum-dum. It didn't really work.
Shit.
It did not work. Maybe it's like that. Maybe he comes back every day and he's sober, and so he smokes up, and he's like, maybe I'll find this treasure I buried over here. That's the, like, maybe it's behind the hydrangeas they just brought out for spring, the grocery store.
Good guess, but no. You got drunk on this podcast for the first time we recorded the Halloween episode, and you were falling asleep, and I would just say something and be like, yeah, and you wouldn't fucking talk. You would just, and you were fucking legit falling asleep.
No, I was shit-faced, and I blame our mother on that.
Your mom.
I blame our mom.
Mom got me drunk.
Mom did get me drunk. I think it was one of the first weeks I had my new schedule, so the majority of the week I'm off. And on Mondays at a local bar we have in town, it is half price beer. So Mom and I went there, and I drank Michelob Ultras and didn't eat anything until it was time to go, and she drove. So, and then we ate, I think, and then I don't remember. Where did we eat? I can't even remember where we ate. It's one of those day drinking things, and you can't remember where you ate, but you ate, and then you just want to go to bed afterwards, and then we had to record it, which was a mistake. And
mistake.
You made me drink.
It was like fucking 11 o'clock or something.
Didn't you make me drink like a shit ton of coffee so I could wake up?
No, I didn't give a fuck. I would have let you drive home. I don't care.
What the fuck?
I don't give a shit.
You should.
No, that's your mistake, not mine.
Okay, then you hear that, people? That's half of the Comcast committing. What is that?
It just makes me a shitty friend.
Manslaughter?
Or a shitty brother now.
Manslaughter? Is it accidental manslaughter?
It's none. It's neither. I didn't make you get in that fucking car.
No, but you let me get in the car.
That just means I'm a horrible fucking
I wasn't
person.
drunk when I drove home, so that's the point. I just was falling asleep.
It just means I'm a bad person.
Yeah, you are. Sometimes you can be.
Yep. So it's still rough out there, people, but we got something new to talk about. We have murder hornets. Japanese, I think it's Japanese. Yeah, Japanese hornets that can decimate the fucking bee population are here in the U.S. now. And they can actually kill people who are extremely allergic. And
well, shit, bees can kill people who are extremely allergic.
No, I know if you get, this is different. They don't, bees lose their stinger, though. These motherfuckers don't, so they just keep bah, bah, bah. But they're huge. I think
it's like the big, wood bees.
No, right? They're hornets. They're 4 inches fucking long. They're giant Japanese hornets. They're from Japan. And they're here now. And I was talking to somebody at work, and they're like, well, how did they get over here? And I was like, how the fuck do you think
They fucking flew!
I was like, how do you think the coronavirus got over here?
Speaking of all,
Ghostface hornet?
Yeah, you never heard of a Ghostface hornet?
Well, we're talking about the Japanese hornet, the murder hornet, not a fucking Ghostface hornet.
That's okay. Shit. Well, favorite
Japanese whore?
Oh shit, my bad. Right here, Japanese giant hornet.
Yeah.
Something about, I guess some form of sushi must be a whore.
Look at that motherfucker.
When I typed in Japanese, H-O-R, whore.
It's 2.4 inches long.
2.4 inches, 4 inches long? That's bigger than my dick.
That's
fucking huge.
That's 2 inches long. That's a big fucking hornet, man.
That's, okay, 2.4. So, it's like this big. It's like this fucking... That's huge.
Usually a regular hornet is like 1 inch. These motherfuckers are giant.
We need a freaking ruler. So the Japanese giant hornet is a form of the world's largest hornet, the Asian giant hornet. So, though formerly considered a subspecies, it has been treated as a synonym of the subspecies. It is a large insect with adults frequently growing to larger than 4 centimeters, which is 1.6 inches long, with a wingspan greater than 2.4
it's just
inches.
1.6
Okay, so it's 1.6 inches. That's a big bee, bro.
It's a big bug.
That's a big bee.
It's a hornet, motherfucker. It's not a bee.
What?
They eat bees.
They don't eat them.
They eat the bee larvae.
Okay, so they eat the bee larvae. They don't eat, like, full-grown bees.
But if they got in a fucking fight...
In Japan, beekeepers often prefer European honeybees because they are more productive than the...
fuck that. Go down to venom.
Venom. So the Japanese giant hornet is large and can be very aggressive if provoked. Its venom, which is injected by the 6.2 millimeter long stinger, attacks the nervous system and damages the tissues of its victims. Tests involving mice found that the venom falls short of being the most lethal of wasp venom. So
it's not that bad?
It says it falls short of being the most lethal wasp venom. So it's like second, it's runner-up. It's runner-up to being the most deadly to...
Being stung can be extremely painful and require hospitalization. Asian giant hornet stings can cause, anaphylactic shock in allergic people, but can still be lethal to people who are not allergic.
Why does everything come out of Asia, dude? Like Japan, okay, so Japan it's a tiny island. Okay, it's not a tiny island, but it is a smaller island with a vast amount of people on it. Everything, it's like Australia, dude. Like everything there fucking kills you. Seriously, they got tigers. They have tigers in Asia. They fuck you up, dude.
Not Japan. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if they have tigers in Japan. No, the reason why I looked up it's ghost face hornet. It's the bald face hornet. So the bald face hornet I seen, it's massive. Like this thing is fucking massive, and they call it the bald face hornet. It looks like a ghost in the face. It's freaking huge. No, but they had I think they might be from Asia. I'm not sure. European?
Size, the adult European hornet.
Okay, so it's a wasp. It's part of the wasp family. It's I don't know what the hell that is. This species is a yellow jacket wasp, not a true hornet. Okay, so it's not. So the largest recorded colony size, it doesn't really say much. I wish it said where it's from.
I don't fucking know.
So the bald-faced hornets are distinguished from other yellow jackets by their white and
North
black,
America,
white and black
Canada,
coloring.
the Rocky Mountains, the western coast of the United States.
Either way, dude, these things fuck you up. These things mess you up too. All I know is I think very few times I've seen a hornet. I think I was a kid. Somebody's like, "Oh, that's a hornet's nest. Don't go over there." But
you can tell the difference. I mean, they look like fucking deadly fighter jets of bugs.
Yeah, all I know is I've heard stories that they fuck people up.
Well, wasps usually here in Indiana are just the red ones. Hornets are big yellow motherfuckers. Right. I've seen a hornet before, and you don't fuck with them.
You've seen one?
Yeah.
They're right here. So this is a hornet. I mean, it's pretty standard. It's orange and yellow. Completely distinguishable from honeybees.
I would say that's red.
Red? Okay. Well, either way.
It's like a maroon.
So their genius is Vespa. That's a fucking scooter.
What?
Their genius, their genus, their species, it's called Vespa.
It's Vespin.
Vespa. It's a fucking scooter.
Okay.
All right. So All I know is hornets fuck you up, and now we got Japanese murdering hornets that kill people and other bees.
Right.
And not like we're already murdering enough honeybees anyway as it is.
I know, but
so
I think,
if you want to preserve honeybees, even though, you know, they're getting murdered by samurais now, I don't know if I don't think that's racist, but samurai hornets now, just coming in and stealthy motherfuckers and just like murdering their children. You could try, since it's spring now, planting honeybee like positive plants.
Right.
If I had a garden, I would plant honeybee positive plants because it'd be better for their survival. But
I don't know. The first time I ever seen the Japanese hornet was, I think it was Coyote Peterson. If anybody knows who that is, he did like, forget what his TV show was.
Who the fuck is Coyote Peterson?
He did the sting challenges. He went like around the world and discovered like the insects that had the most.
What kind of shit do you watch?
This show's dope. So shut the fuck up.
This show's dope.
So, and he would just get stung by the highest tolerance of stings on the planet, like wasps, centipedes, all that shit, and he'd find them and get stung by them. And he'd have to, like, his arm would start swelling up real bad. And he had, like, a gun to suck the venom out and shit. And he, like, had to go to the hospital. And it's fucking crazy.
That would just make me...
He put, like, 3,000 bees on his face. Some crazy shit.
That just makes me pain. That just causes me pain right there to think about that.
That's cool.
I had a dream last night.
I had a dream!
No, I had a dream. This is completely off subject, but I had a dream last night that...
Which is everything you say.
Right. That Cheyenne and I had a daughter, like we had a baby, and I texted her this morning to tell her that I had a dream and that we had a baby girl.
Probably not a good idea.
No, I texted her and she said, "Shut the fuck up. I had the same dream like not too long ago." And I can't remember what she told me, but yeah, I told her that, and she said I had the same dream, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, seriously? I was like, I am not ready for fucking children at all.
Well, neither is Sheila, so let's not tell people that. So let's not tell her that.
What?
You keep that shit to yourself.
Well, she had the same dream. See, here's the thing. I can talk to Cheyenne about anything, and honestly, when she told me that she had the same dream, she said that, I can't remember what she said. I can't remember. I can't remember what she said, but I know that she had the same dream, and it freaks her out a little bit. And when her goddaughters come over, and they stay with us, because there's two now, because she has two goddaughters. It is the best birth control I have ever had in my life. It is insane. The last time that they were both over, I had come home from work, and I came home, and her sister was there too. So I came home to two babies and two women, and Cheyenne's sister is the exact same as she is, and together they are both a giant handful, including the kids. And I walked in and I didn't say a word.
So you locked yourself in your room and cried like a fucking little baby?
No, I did not lock myself
in
my room.
There's so many girls here. Get away.
both of the babies are girls.
And you made a fucking sign. You're just like, He-Man Woman Haters Club. No entry.
No, it's the most birth control I've ever had, because the oldest one is a year and the youngest one is 3 or 4 months. And so it's insane. It is insane how much, because the one's running around and then the other one cries a shit ton, and it's the most birth control I've ever had in my life. So I plan on waiting. So when I woke up from that dream today, it scared the shit out of me. And in my dream, I bawled like a fucking baby when that child was born. And I was like, man, I hope I don't do that in real life. I literally, like in my dream, I could feel myself just crying in my sleep. I was like,
"You know how you do that? Fucking pull out, man."
No, trust me, pull out is not a legit thing.
Horse shit.
Okay, so
no cummy in body. No baby.
Trust me. Pull out can work for a while, but then you might fuck up. You legit might mess up. You might mess up, dude. Hey,
how do you mess up?
It happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, because people...
I talk to people all the time. They're like, they're just like, oh, yeah.
They're like, I pulled out, bro. No, you fucking didn't.
Somehow, life has a way, finds a way. You could be on...
It ain't from me.
You could be... the woman could be on birth control. The man could wear a condom. He could pull out.
Sound like fucking John Hammond, the dinosaur man. Somehow life finds... Or is that I forget his name. He does that though.
Somehow life finds a way.
Yeah. What's his name?
I have no fucking idea. You sound like The Grudge right now.
No, it's God damn it. I forget his name. He's the weird guy.
Oh, the weird guy. Oh shit. You mean the people smoking meth at the drive-in?
No, he does like the water test on the girl's hand and the fucking... I forget his name.
What, the water test? What the fuck are you talking about?
In Jurassic Park.
Oh, in Jurassic... Oh, his name's Neil Diamond. No, it's not. That's not Neil Diamond. People are probably like, his name's... It's the Jewish guy. It
is the Jewish guy.
Yeah, it is the Jewish guy. That's what I mean. People are probably screaming at us right now.
It's Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jesus. What were we fucking talking about?
I don't know. I have no fucking idea. You trailed off to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, because of
life babies. Now you're talking about dinosaurs.
Yeah, because you said life finds a way, and it sounds like Jeff Goldblum. He's like, life finds a way in Jurassic Park.
Does he say that in Jurassic Park?
I mean, either him or John Hammond.
Oh my god, this is the squirreliest fucking conversation ever. So. We hope you all have a great Cinco de Mayo if you celebrate it. If you don't, hey.
Who the fuck doesn't celebrate like Cinco de Mayo? Especially on like it's a Taco Tuesday and you're not going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? This is like a gift from God. 2020 has been shit and this is the first thing that we have to fucking look forward to. Cinco de Mayo on a fucking Taco Tuesday. Go get your goddamn tacos.
Yeah, well, if you can. A lot of places aren't even open. I know a lot of the Asian style restaurants.
Well, it's a good thing this is Mexican.
Yeah, I know a lot of the Asian style restaurants are just now starting to open back up. They have been closed this entire time.
You wonder why.
Probably scrutiny.
Yeah.
I guarantee
people avoided Chinatown in like major cities like San Francisco and stuff like that. Nobody would go there.
Chinatown is not the problem. It's everybody that's out that's a problem.
I know, but you know how people wouldn't drink Corona beer.
Actually, Corona, I guarantee.
But I heard that was like not like a sham or a shill, but rumor. It was the best thing that ever happened to it.
It is. It's the Corona. So Corona beer has,
and they even put out those advertisements about how Corona was, affecting it, and people bought it.
I know. Okay. It's all a rumor. Everything's a fucking rumor, but I heard that their sales are up because of this.
Yesterday. Corona beer sales are actually up 5% this month.
So the CEO says, thankfully, most people seem to realize the virus has nothing to do with the beer. It doesn't. And Corona Brewing is actually they're legitimately good beers. The name coronavirus, I don't even know how they came up with this name.
It's been around forever. I saw a picture that somebody had from like the early 90s of a vaccine, and it was canine coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, I heard it was a disease in many animals before that.
I don't know. It's been around forever because Lysol takes care of it. Lysol took care of it a long fucking time ago. So it was obviously a thing, but I think what happened now with the COVID-19 was it fucking mutated. Because people said we had it here in November, December, and I'm pretty sure I did have it. Because there was a lot of people at my work that had like that 3 week dry cough, and you got like kick-ass antibiotics and you got over it. And they said that might have been it, and somehow it mutated and then mutated with the flu, and that's how it spread like wildfire, and that's how it became COVID-19. From what I understand.
I'm not really sure. That's we've talked about this numerous times. The media is so prevalent in all this, and they flip shit around. For one week, it's a million deaths, and then the next week it's 150,000 deaths. So,
well, China, China is like, it's what do you call it? A diplomatic, or not a diplomatic, but
it's
like
a dictatorship.
It's a dictatorship.
It's a communism,
and they're not putting out their actual numbers. There could have been millions and millions of people that died from that shit, and I think they said that it was like 40,000 or something.
Well, if you think about it, they took immediate action and forced people to stay inside.
They will never put out those real numbers.
No.
There were stories, like BBC gave this guy a camera. It was like if they check houses every day, and if you have a fever, they drag you out of your house and they take you to the hospital.
Like that one dude on Southwest.
Was
that Southwest?
I don't remember.
I don't know what
Maybe
airline
it was Delta.
I don't think it was Delta. Oh, it was American Airlines.
But
yeah,
he said that they would drag you out and take you to the hospital, and he would never see him again. And they took him to the hospital, and if you were at the hospital, you definitely got sick, and they would just put you in a body bag, pile you up, and burn your fucking corpse.
What?
That's what China does, man.
I don't think they did that.
They don't fucking bury you. It's a pandemic.
I don't think if you had a fever, they drag you out, put you in a body bag, and burn you to death.
No. They took you to the hospital, and if you ended up dying there, then they put you in a body bag and fucking burned you. That's what you do. If there's a pandemic or a plague, that's what you fucking do. You burn the body. What's that one movie?
This is not the plague, though.
With Cuba Gooding Jr. in it, and
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh boy, it's where the monkey has like the virus or whatever.
Outbreak.
Yes, it's like Outbreak. They burn them motherfuckers.
So, per the CDC website, cdc.gov, the total global deaths is 251,580. Confirmed cases is 3,500,000, just over that, and then recovered cases is just over 1,100,000. So there's been 250,000 deaths.
But you'll never get the actual numbers.
No, there will never be an actual number. If there is one day an actual number, then it's going to be a while after all this is over.
Because somebody could have died from a heart attack, but it could have been because of coronavirus, and they'll be like, oh no, this guy died of a heart attack. So it could just be, and you'll never know because people just like, oh yeah, he's dead. Fucking cut him up and get him out. So,
what the fuck?
That's what happens.
That's okay.
If you ever wanted to know what happened after you died, you go to a place where they take out your shit and pump you full of juice.
When I die, I want to be turned into one of those tree mushroom things. Those pods.
They wrap you in that shit.
That's what I want to be. I want to become a beautiful garden.
I think you just become fungus. Fungus starts to grow on you.
That's fine. I will take mushrooms growing out of my skull.
You decompose into the earth.
Yeah, my penis will decompose and turn into a beautiful mushroom.
You can do that. You can become ash, or you can get pumped full of pickle juice, vinegar, and they pickle your body so people can still see you.
That, or I want to be cremated and put into a tea container, and then, as a practical joke, you offer people tea, like in Grandma's Boy. Like, can I make you some tea? And then you give them my ashes.
Ooh, this tea tastes funny. I was like, yeah, it fucking does. It's ashes.
There's actually, I can't remember. I think it's...
No, they drank pot. That's what that was.
Yeah.
He put his pot in the tea container.
I can't remember.
Sophie had some old tea.
There was some movie where it was ashes. I can't remember what it was.
It was, Due Date with Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah,
and he had his dad's ashes in a coffee can. He's like
that's what it was, coffee.
Yeah, he made some coffee and he was like, yeah, you guys brought your own coffee. And he's like, that's his dad's ashes. And spits it out.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do.
Zach Galifianakis, Robert Downey Jr. and Django. Django, who's Django?
Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx. That's who that was.
Yeah. I want that. Yeah, I want you to just practical joke people. And one day you'll run out of ashes, but then again, I don't care because I won't be here.
Well, that was a Big Lebowski thing first. Is they put, his ashes in a coffee can And then carried him around everywhere.
And then they throw him out into the ocean and flies back into their face. You have to have a serious permit for that. You go to jail.
Not if you don't get fucking caught.
That's what they say. I was talking to somebody a while back, and they're like, "Oh, I want to take my dad to Florida when he dies, his ashes to Florida, and spread them on the beach." I was like, "You gonna get a permit for that?" And they're like, "No,
I hope you don't use your hand."
They're like, "No, I'll just sneak it in." I'm like, "Sneak it in?" I was like, "Sneak it in?" I was like, "This ain't fucking food going into the drive-in." I was like, "This is your dad.
Bring him in.
Your dad."
All you do is you bring him in a pickle jar. You sit on the beach.
Oh, you bring him in a fucking pickle jar.
You set him on the beach. You sit on the
fucking pickle.
Kosher because he's Jewish.
It's like a morbid weekend at Bernie's. Like Bernie died and got burned, and then you just fucking bring him everywhere.
Hey, it's airtight. Anyway, yeah, and you just sit on your blanket on the beach, and you just take him. You say your words. You open him up and just tip him upside down on there. Let him fall, and then just kind of mix him around with your hand. And there he is.
Why is this sand?
Why does this sound fucking black? Oh, that's my dad. Let him be.
My daddy's sleeping.
Or you just take him out in the ocean and you just like dump him and he fucking he goes away.
That's the thing. Like if you bring him in do you take out the vinegar and replace it with
It's an empty pickle jar.
But see, you can't just like bring a jar full of black ash to the beach.
Put it in a bag.
It's my freaking body scrub.
It's not like you go there and you're like fully dressed with no towel and shit and you just have a fucking pickle jar full of black, weird looking ashy shit.
So what happens if
you go to the beach and have fun, and at the end before you leave, you walk out into the ocean, open the shit up, dump it, and then take the jar with you. Don't throw it in the ocean.
What happens when you dump it into the ocean and there's people around you and they're just like,
go somewhere secluded. You don't have to be by everybody.
So you gotta get to a private beach.
Use your fucking head. That's like people fucking injecting themselves with that stupid household cleaner. Be fucking smart.
Be smart.
If you're gonna
spread your parents' ashes in private.
If you're gonna commit a crime, do it right. Don't get fucking caught. Jesus. I'm not talking about don't commit a serious offense. But if you're dumping your dead dad's ashes or whatever, do it right. If you're gonna, it's illegal, obviously. And if you don't want a permit, people do it every fucking day. Don't get caught. Like, what are you dumping in the ocean? Nothing.
That's just like if you. So that's just like if a family member dies and you want to bury them on your property, there is like a permit you have to have.
Yeah.
And
you know what you do? You don't fucking tell anybody.
You don't fucking tell anybody that your grandpa died or your grandma died.
You know
he be buried back underneath the big oak tree.
People obviously know he died. Okay, you just take the urn or whatever you have.
There has to be a body. That's the thing.
Huh?
They come the fucking city, whichever city they die in, the city comes.
You can't take a body with you.
No, that's what I'm saying. They have to see a body or ashes or something like that. Now, you can, bury their ashes in the hillside and say, hey, there you go. But you can't bury a body in your backyard.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about ashes.
I was talking about body. I was talking about burying your grandma's body in your back 40.
If this is like Oklahoma and somebody dies, you don't have to tell anybody and you can bury him because it's all flat and nobody will ever find him.
How is Oklahoma so special? Oklahoma, guess what? You can bury your fucking family in your backyard.
There's nobody there. It's all open plains.
What the fuck? There's nobody.
It's all cow pastures and shit. It's a prairie. That's like the West. That's cowboys and shit.
There's no fucking... Okay.
Oklahoma, New Mexico, cowboys.
That doesn't mean they can bury their fucking family members in their backyard.
I guarantee they fucking can if nobody knew about it. Grandma died, didn't tell a soul.
The population of Oklahoma in the census of 2020 this is a rough estimate because not everybody does the census, is 3 million, almost 4 million people.
Okay.
So almost 4 million people. And I think the population of Indiana 11 million?
I don't know. Oklahoma's huge too.
So the size of Oklahoma. Excuse me. So the size of Oklahoma is 69, almost 70,000 square miles. So almost 70,000 square miles. So it's not like the biggest state. I will say it's not like the most massive state, but I don't think you could bury.
But with only 3 million people in that big of a place,
right? There's
like down there in like the south.
Like the very tip.
No,
that's where you can bury your family.
In the southwestern corner, right there on the left bottom.
Yeah,
that's all plains and just.
Well, it's where it connects to Texas.
Yeah, that's all plains and desert through there.
You been to Oklahoma?
No, but I watch a cooking guy on YouTube, and that's where he lives.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, in the bottom southwestern point.
I was wanting to book a. Or no, that was Wyoming. Never mind. That was Wyoming. Wyoming, same thing. You can bury your family in the backyard. So if anybody from Oklahoma, it's Ryan from the Comcast.
You can bury anybody anywhere. Just don't get caught. It's not that hard.
Quit telling people they can do stuff.
You can.
If you can commit a crime,
you can do anything.
And not get in trouble.
You can do anything. Just don't get caught.
That's fucking crazy. Speaking of Oklahoma, I have broken down and I have decided I watched Tiger King. I watched the Tiger King show.
Oh boy.
That is good TV. The one thing I'll say about it, it's good TV. It makes for good TV because it is so fucking crazy. And I understand, like I said, I've listened to many podcasts about it before, but the visual aspect of it is different than just listening to it through some headphones. It's completely different. So this is just some wacky backcountry people from all across the U.S. that are against each other, and it's so I broke down and I watched it, and I will say I enjoyed it. I was entertained. It makes really good TV. Think of a reality TV show, but not fucking fake.
So Jersey Shore, but not fake.
Well, here's the thing. When all this was going on in the early 2000s, they filmed everything. Because, I mean, they're worldly known. All these people are worldly known at the time. So they filmed everything. Everything was filmed. The actual Tiger King guy, he filmed everything ever since the late 90s. He was filming everything. So this rare occasion of everything being filmed, all of the disputes between each other, all of the videos and pictures compiled, that is what is making this such a good show for people to be entertained by. That is why I said it makes for good television, because it actually fucking happened, and literally everything's fucking documented. Almost everything is documented. They filmed everything. Every interview is on record in the internet somewhere. You could literally look it all up. So that's why it makes good fucking TV, because it literally is true. I know most shows like The Revenant, with Leonardo DiCaprio, when he gets attacked by a bear. Literally, half of that shit didn't happen. He didn't fucking Luke Skywalker into the fucking horse. I'm pretty sure that was fake. He didn't,
Don't think so.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure people.
I'm pretty sure they stole that from Star Wars.
I'm pretty sure people
because Luke Skywalker, when the Tauntaun dies in the freaking.
Where do you think they got it?
Not The Revenant.
Some fucking nerd. Steven Spielberg wasn't just like, hey, be cool.
It's George Lucas.
Whatever.
It's George Lucas.
Both of them.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure both of them.
Steven Spielberg did not produce Star Wars. It's
Whatever.
George Lucas.
Whatever. Anyway, he's not.
It's two completely different people.
He wasn't just like, hey, let's cut open the thing and climb inside of him and be cool, man. No, that shit actually happened. If you needed to survive a winter and your horse died.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure the actual story is he was just hunting, got attacked by a bear, and somehow lived through it. I'm pretty sure that's the story.
It's Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying. That's what my point is. My point is that they can't really turn much of a Hollywood twist on this show because this shit is actually happening. They didn't film any of this after the fact. It's all present time when it happened, backlogged from all these videos. That's what it is. That's literally what I'm trying to get.
I don't know. I just so you don't get an 8 out of 10 on IMDb for being shit.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio. Everything he's fucking in.
That's the only movie he's ever won an Oscar for.
Oh, he fucking deserved it. He crawled into a dead horse body.
He's done so many good movies before that, though. Catch Me If You Can, bitch.
Catch Me If You Can. One of my
good fucking
that's a very good fucking movie. All I'm saying is it makes for good TV because it legit happened. So all you people that are raving over Tiger King,
Tom Hardy.
all you people that are raving over Tiger King, I'm right there with you, but I'm not fucking obsessed with it. Like I'm not. I seen an article that Nicolas Cage is projected maybe to play the Tiger King guy, and I was just like, Nick Cage. I love Nick Cage. I love Nicolas Cage. He's a great actor. Hasn't been in shit lately because he doesn't have to be. But I love Nicolas Cage as an actor. So that would be cool. But I'm not gonna rave over it like all these other people do. I'm not in the hype of it. I'm there with you as in it's good TV and it's fucking insane. Like everything's happening is insane. So I recommend you should probably watch it, Ryan, because I mean honestly, it is good TV. So I would recommend that you watch it.
I like Tom Hardy too. Tom Hardy's in the new Al Capone movie.
They're making a new Al Capone movie?
Yep. And he's Al Capone.
Did you ever watch it popped up in my feed on Netflix. Did you ever watch the Waco documentary?
No, I haven't on my list.
It's just now popped up. I think it's just trending now for some reason.
Probably. Usually that's what happens.
Well, see, here's the thing. In Tiger King, he mentions that if somebody tried to come and take his animals, it would turn into a small Waco.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's like, Waco, what's that? And it's probably not people.
How the fuck do you not know what
Well,
Waco
here's the
is?
thing. It's probably people younger, our age and younger. Because I asked Cheyenne if she knew what Waco was, and she didn't know what that was either. So I think it's our age and younger. A lot of people don't know. Unless you're into true crime, you don't know what Waco was. Waco was a big fucking thing. And if you're older than us, our parents' age, you remember that shit.
Yeah, it was like a fucking massacre, basically.
It really was. A massacre for innocent people and for FBI agents.
Jesus Christ. Are you sure you didn't? You fucking eat them? Waco Siege Supervisor David Survivor. Oh, Survivor.
He survived Waco and you're making fun of him.
He ate the dead bodies. He had to.
Shit, oh gosh. So I don't want to base off of the Netflix. So let's just. So the siege on Waco. So basically, in Waco, there was a cult. I'm going to call them a cult.
They were.
They're called the Branch Davidians. For people who don't know what this is, so the Branch Davidians, they were a religious cult. So the siege on Waco was carried out by American federal and Texas state law enforcement, as well as the U.S. military, between February 28th and April 19th, 1993. So the Branch Davidians were led by David Koresh, who is a crazy motherfucker. There's rumors and conspiracies that he was like banging underage women, and he claimed the reason why this was called is he claimed to be the Messiah, and all these people were following him, and they lived on this compound in the middle of the desert, and the ATF was after him and the FBI because they had all these illegal weapons. And there was so much conspiracy out there, and they were like having children were being born in this compound. And basically it's like, okay, so think of the Amish. They're in their own little, Amish live in their own little world. They're born, they live, they die. That is basically what they did, but in this crazy religious compound led by this man, David Koresh, who thought he was the Messiah. The second coming of Jesus, and all these people followed him, and finally they sieged their compound. Many innocent people lost their lives because they were following who they thought was a religious figure. So they rose up.
Well, they thought they were stashing a shitload of weapons and stuff to overthrow the government, and they barely had anything whenever they went in there. And somebody accidentally shot, and then they thought that they were getting the Branch Davidians stuff that they were getting shot at, which they were. So they fired back, and then it just became a whole fucking thing. The government brought in tanks and tear gas and all kinds of shit, and they fucking massacred almost all of them.
So an intense gunfight erupted, resulting in the deaths of 4 government agents and 6 Branch Davidians. So not all of them, just 10 people. But it was a massacre. I mean, the whole compound almost got burnt down. The fire resulted in the deaths. So the fire of the actual siege, the fire that caught the compound ablaze, actually resulted in the deaths of 76 Branch Davidians, including 25 children, 2 pregnant women, and David Koresh. So it was a huge fuck up. And if I would recommend, if you don't listen to true crime podcasts, there's plenty of podcasts about Waco out there. Just, if you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. It is a huge conspiracy, but the siege lasted 51 days. 51 fucking days of nightmare. Mm-hmm. So, but I believe that's the reason why Waco's trending now, and I am going to check that out this week. So on Netflix, if you want to watch Tiger King, I recommend it. I recommend it because it's entertaining and it's good television, and the shit actually happened, and it's fucking crazy. I also recommend Wild Country, which is that was in Oregon. Yeah, wasn't it in Oregon?
Yeah.
So did you watch it?
Nope.
So Wild Country is a Netflix series. The Gupta, which is
Wild Country.
Wild Country. So the Gupta, I think, was his name.
Just click on it. Click on IMDb, bro.
Okay, so it was a controversial guru. He basically ran a small town in Oregon, small mountain town in Oregon, and he kind of created this like religious sex cult. They had hundreds and hundreds of people.
It was a town, and he showed up, and then he basically bought everything and owned the town.
Think of like the smallest town you could possibly imagine, people. He bought that. Like, he just bought it. It was just a small little mountain town, isolated. I think there was only maybe like a few thousand people there. And they just lived in the mountains, and then they wound up buying guns. And it ended really badly, but this is insane. It's just another one of those things, like, we live in a crazy fucking world. Yeah. As coronavirus aside, we live in a crazy-ass world with crazy things that happen. Really do.
Yep.
It's insane.
All right, I gotta take a pee break.
Same.
Be back. And we're back. All right, people, it's about that time, so we'll go ahead and get into some news stories.
News topics.
I'll go ahead and start off. So, let me see, we got a couple... Let's see. So, this just happened today. It looks like Wendy's is taking burgers off the menu in some select restaurants because they have a meat shortage that's spreading across the U.S. So, and I love Wendy's. Like, if I would get fast food, I would always stop at Wendy's. Like,
for some reason, when I go get fast food, it's an Arby's thing. I don't know.
Really?
If I ever stop and get fast food, it's Arby's. I don't know why.
It's like, I love, like, the Baconator and their fucking chicken sandwiches are the bomb. But
I know. I don't like Wendy's anymore. I'm a Five Guys fan.
Like, I got staph on my ass from Wendy's, but I still fucking go there.
Ryan got staph. Ryan got a staph infection on his ass cheek from a Wendy's toilet seat.
Yeah.
So you don't eat on the toilet seat, bro. No, that's
you killed the fucking cockroach there too.
I did. I keep forgetting that I did that.
You told him that, and they're just like, thanks.
Yeah, I killed.
You should have let that motherfucker climb all over that.
Okay, so we were at our Wendy's. We're not gonna say where. But we were at, think about it, people. There's cockroaches everywhere. There's cockroaches in 5-star.
You didn't even get a free Frosty or shit.
No, there's 5-star restaurants that have cockroaches and rats and mice in them in big cities. So it's not, they're there. It's just about maintaining them. So we were actually at Wendy's, and this was years ago, and we were I don't know if we've told the story on here before, but
I'm pretty sure we have.
We were in the checkout line waiting for our food at the front of the restaurant, and out of the corner of my eye, I just see something on the wall, and I look over, and it's a fucking cockroach, and it's climbing up the side of the wall, and there is 10 people in line.
Yep.
There is 10 people standing right there, and nobody has noticed it yet, but I didn't know cockroaches could climb up walls, but, so it's just climbing up the wall, just slowly climbing up the wall, and I'm waiting for somebody to freak out and see it. So I decide to be a good person, and I grab like a handful of napkins, and and I have them in my hand, and we're just sitting there waiting for my food, and I just kind of go smack on the wall, and I just lean up against it like I'm acting real cool, and this guy turns and looks at me real weird, and I'm just like, how's it going? How you doing? How are you? And at the same time, I ball up my fist with the napkins in it with the cockroach inside that I had killed, and I throw it in the trash can. And then I let them know, I'm like, hey, I just murdered a cockroach on your wall, and right here in front of everybody. And yeah, I didn't even get a free Frosty out of it. That was kind of bullshit. Like, at least give me your watered down chocolate milk for killing a freaking cockroach.
So, Wendy's restaurants is taking burgers off the menu in some locations, and grocery stores such as Costco and Kroger have announced limited stock of beef as Americans start to feel the impact of the pandemic triggered meat shortage.
I know President Trump, he granted the meat producers to continue on production despite some people's backlash.
Right.
Because they did have an outbreak of workers in there. Now, I know when I go to the grocery store, there is a major shortage of chicken and beef. For some reason, pork, not so much. People don't really gravitate towards pork in this kind of time. Even though it is sustenance, it is meat. But yeah, chicken is very sparse and scarce in a lot of stores here.
Yeah. So it says that, because of the virus and all the outbreaks and stuff, it said meat packing plants across the country have led slaughterhouses to shutter, farms to kill off animals because they can no longer afford to feed them. Store shelves empty, and now restaurants are to alter their menus. It says, Wendy's was famous for where's the beef back in the 80s.
It ain't fucking here.
It said it's just a shocking decision for Wendy's, but they said it won't last very long. But it said the beef shortages are reported at Wendy's locations in California, South Carolina, Kentucky. And this was Monday. And also in Chicago, the Wendy's Baconator is still available to order. And as people have likely heard, the beef suppliers across North America are currently facing production changes. Wendy's said because of this time, some of our menu items may be in short supply from time to time, or some restaurants in this current environment. We expect this to be temporary, and we're working on minimizing the impact to our customers and our restaurants. And also, it says McDonald's and Burger King say that they are not in a beef shortage, so you can go get their half soy meat.
Oh no! How are we gonna eat chili from Wendy's?
I don't know.
Without any burgers.
Day old burgers.
Don't eat the fucking chili from Wendy's, people. Okay, I love everybody who listens to this podcast, but I'll tell you what, you're a disgusting motherfucker if you eat chilies from Wendy's. The chili from Wendy's. Don't do that shit. There's a reason why there's fucking square pieces in there. It's cut up day old hamburgers.
Right.
Don't eat chili from a fast food restaurant. Your mama didn't make it. Fucking Gerald in the back made it. Chad made it with his fucked up haircut and his gazed ears. Chad back there. He made that shit. Chad hasn't washed his hair because he's a hippie in 3 weeks. And he doesn't wear a hairnet. Don't eat chili from a fast food restaurant.
Right. But it also says that Costco has limited people to 3 meat items per person.
I know I regularly shop at Sam's Club, which is owned by Walmart, and they have had no chicken at all for 2 weeks, and barely any beef and pork. The limit on chicken was 1, and they didn't have a limit on beef or pork. mainly people just would buy all the chicken.
Right.
They have not had any fresh salmon or fish really come in at all. And then they have a limit on eggs and dairy and stuff like that. I don't really go there to buy dairy or anything. I do buy my eggs from there because buying in bulk is a godsend. Whoever invented it is fantastic.
Huh.
I love buying in bulk. But yeah, it is sparse times right now, people. It really is. If you have to go for alternatives, become a vegetarian for the next 3 weeks. You'll have a better outlook on life. I was vegetarian for 3 months, and that had an impact on me. And it actually changed my outlook on my eating too. So hey, if you gotta go vegetarian, man. Just eggs and cheese, cheese and vegetables. Nothing wrong with it. There's really nothing wrong with it.
That's not vegetarian.
Yes, it is. You can have eggs and dairy on if you're vegetarian.
That makes no sense.
It's just not meat. So you can drink milk, eat cheese, sour cream. You can have eggs. That's vegetarian. You can have byproducts of. So you can have.
We've talked about this,
right?
before.
But you can have byproducts of animals. You just can't have the animals themselves.
Cool.
And I actually like being vegetarian. It taught me how to really make.
Taught me how to cook eggs.
No, it taught me how to make vegetables taste awesome. It really did, because I wasn't good at cooking vegetables before that.
All right, next story before your fucking battery runs out.
Right. Yeah, my laptop battery is running low. I have a very old laptop. So, Florida man claimed. Oh, here's a great article. Florida man has claimed that the guns found in his car belonged to his cousin John Wick.
Aha.
Yep. The actor played by Keanu Reeves, John Wick.
What'd you say? Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
So police quizzed this man's name.
He was obviously fucking drunk.
This man's name is better than his story. This man's name is Jetro Galin.
He's obviously Creole. Sounds like.
Yeah, his Jetro. So police.
It's not Jethro?
It's Jetro. Getro.
Huh.
So the police quizzed Jetro after finding an arsenal of weapons inside of his
arsenal.
Arsenal.
Arsehole.
An
arsehole.
Sorry.
An asshole. An arsehole.
An arsehole.
Sound Irish.
So an arsenal of weapons inside of his Porsche. He drives a fucking Porsche, and his name's Jetro, and his cousin's John Wick. Makes fucking sense to me. I mean, Tiger King's the hit show on Netflix, so Jetro's cousin's John Wick. I mean, Jetro, John, it's, same family. So they found a semi-automatic rifle, a handgun, and a Kevlar vest in his Porsche. So he might be a secret agent.
Or he was going to go somewhere and shoot up the place.
So the suspect, Jetro, I love that name. So Jetro told cops that he had sold the Porsche to his cousin John Wick. Needless to say, the officers weren't buying it. So basically, he sold the Porsche to John Wick.
But he's still fucking driving.
But see, he's still driving it. So you sold the Porsche to your cousin John Wick, aka Keanu Reeves, and then he gave it back to you to let you drive it one day. Here's the thing. The last guy that stole his car fucking died. So why are you driving his car, Jetro? Like, legit. Like, you murdered his dog and then you stole his car. And everybody in that movie died. Yep. Besides him. So the last guy that took his car fucking died. And if I was that police officer and a true John Wick fan, which I am, I'd be like, bro, why are you still living right now? He should have murdered you by now. So...
He had his guns, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have his fucking guns, but he murdered that one dude in the first movie with a fucking pencil.
Yeah.
So, that's it. I think he murdered a new person every movie with some kind of writing.
No, that one dude, that's the Russian dude, he told the story. It was like 3 guys in a bar with a pencil.
Yeah, it's crazy. And, okay, so do we have time for one more?
We got time for 2 more, but I'm doing them. These are also Florida stories.
I want to do this one.
No. These are also Florida stories. So a Grim Reaper is visiting the Florida beaches to protest reopening.
You said the Grim Reaper?
A Grim Reaper.
A Grim Reaper. So not like the one.
No. So a Florida man is protesting the governor's decision to reopen the state's...
What is up with Florida?
It's Florida. To reopen the state's beaches by visiting the shore dressed as the Grim Reaper. This man, Daniel Uhlfelder, Uhlfelder.
He's a Reaper, dude. You're not supposed to pronounce their names. It's like Beetlejuice. Don't say it 3 times.
Anyway,
he
he had people's heads being turned Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the beaches across Walton County when he was donned his death costume and wandered the sand to protest the reopening of the beaches amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The Grim Reaper represents death. This is a deadly virus. It's a global pandemic, Daniel said. Daniel is a lawyer, and he said he wants residents to reconsider foregoing the self-isolation amid the coronavirus, and then he says it will continue to spread. He says people are going to get hurt, and that's what I'm here for. I wish I didn't have to do it, but nobody else is going to do it.
Does the Grim Reaper know that if he goes and hangs out on the beach with the people, he might get coronavirus?
He's wearing a mask because he's scared.
Well, Grim Reapers aren't scared, sir, so you are a fake. You fake, bitch.
And
you a fake. You a fake lawyer, too.
I got another short Florida story. So a barrel filled with 90 pounds of marijuana washes up in Florida. So authorities said that the barrel washed up on the beach and was found to be filled with 90 pounds of marijuana. This happened in Monroe County, Florida, and the city of Marathon. It said Thursday they came up with a report of a blue plastic barrel, like a big oil drum, but it's a plastic one.
Right.
And it washed up on the beaches of Marathon, Florida. The deputies discovered the barrel contained 5 plastic-covered bales of marijuana totaling 90 pounds.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weed, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weed, brother.
And they lost it. Fuckers.
How'd they lose it?
That shit washes up on the beaches all the time.
Yeah.
Like the drug runners lose it off their boats.
Around Miami and shit, that shit washes up on the boat.
Well, like, if they think they're getting caught, they'll just throw it off the boat, and it washes up on the beach. So, all right, do your story, and then we'll get out of here.
All right, so this is on CNN. A 5-year-old boy with $3 in his pocket was pulled over by Utah police while driving.
Why is that even in the report? With $3 in his pocket?
Just listen. So, while driving his parents' car to California to buy a Lamborghini, so this 5-year-old boy stole his parents' car and got all the money he had, which is $3, was pulled over in Utah because he was going to buy a Lamborghini in California. So somehow, I don't know where this kid came from, it'll probably say later, but he drove there. So the boy left in the SUV after arguing with his mother, who said she would not buy the luxury car for him. And Utah Highway Patrol said on Twitter, a trooper spotted the vehicle weaving on Interstate 15 at 30 miles per hour. The Utah Highway Patrol said.
He's still in his fucking pajamas.
Yeah, he's in his pajamas, and they blotted out his face because he is a minor.
5?
He's 5 years old.
That's a big fucking 5-year-old.
Well, kids today are big. That might be a blanket.
And it's also during the pandemic, so...
So the trooper told CNN affiliates they initially thought the boy was an impaired driver. How old are you? The trooper said, he said, you're 5 years old? And he says, wow, where did you learn to drive a car? Can you imagine being this Utah State Trooper? You're just normal day on the job, man, and you're driving around and you see what you think is an impaired driver, so you take caution and you walk up and it's a fucking kid. It's a fucking kid sitting in the driver's seat. Let's see. So the trooper said he was sitting on the front edge of the seat so that he could reach the brake pedal to keep the car stopped while I was standing there. Once he was pulled over, the child told the trooper he had intended to drive to California to purchase a Lamborghini for himself. He had $3. The starting price for the new Lamborghini is around $200,000. Morgan says no one was hurt, and it will be up to the local prosecutor to decide whether to file charges against the parents.
Let him fucking go.
Let him go. But see, here's the thing. How do you let your 5-year-old child alone enough?
I don't know. Scroll up. When was the post made?
Let's see.
Go back down, dummy. Go down. Keep going down. When was the tweet made? It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah, May 4th.
4th at 3 p.m.
That was yesterday. So it was yesterday, 3 p.m. is when they pulled him over. See, here's the thing, though. Like, how do you... Okay, so I know parents, if your kid's old enough to basically preoccupy himself, like play in his room with his toys.
I feel like he got up and stole his parents' car while they were still asleep.
And honestly... I'm trying to figure out where he left from. It must be in Utah.
I think he'd be probably in Utah because he would have never made it that far, especially down a fucking highway.
He was going down the interstate at 30 miles an hour. The average interstate is 75, 80, something like that. In a major city, it's around 80. I think around going through Georgia, and I think it's around 80 miles an hour.
And I think it's like, I don't know how far Utah is from California, but I think it's like, I don't even fucking know.
I think it's right next door.
Upwards of 5 to 6 hours?
I think it's right next door.
I don't know. I don't know. Have a map.
So, once he was... So, let's see. So, the trooper said no one was hurt and it will be up to the local prosecutor to decide whether to file charges against the parents. Okay, I already said that. And honestly, I think you should probably let the kid go because this is an ambitious young man. And he's probably going to be an entrepreneur and be a millionaire when he grows up. Because who the fuck does that when you're 5? He's a free spirit. You got to let him fly. But
it depends. So it depends where he was going. But let's just say he was going to L.A.
But basically, if the parents somehow... Okay, honestly...
It would take him 9 hours, roughly.
If he was driving to L.A.?
Yeah.
Well, if he was driving to LA, it would take 9 hours. So if he was driving somewhere closer, it could probably take like 4 or 5, maybe.
I don't know.
All I know is I think the parents might need to suffer some consequences because if your 5-year-old hops in your car and you don't notice that shit, you're a terrible parent. Unless they were asleep, but. How's that kid gonna sneak out and you not notice that he's stealing your car?
I don't know. His chubby ass can't climb out a window. I guarantee it.
All I know is I don't know if the parents are gonna get charged for this, but I don't
know why they would. He's fine if he got in a fucking accident. Yeah.
Well, the funny part would be if he actually fucking made it and he knocked on that person's door. Because let's just say
Lamborghini.
Let's just say if you own a Lamborghini. You don't live in a shitty house.
No.
And you're walking through, this kid drives through this neighborhood.
He probably didn't even know. He was like, I'm going to buy a Lamborghini. He didn't know where he was fucking going.
The dude probably Google mapped it. Like, he's probably got the Google Maps sitting in his passenger seat. Like, okay, so I gotta go up the interstate for 7 hours. That'll take a part of the day. And this house, I'm just gonna...
Especially going 30, it would have taken him 2 days.
Yeah, it would have taken him 2 days to get to
They already sold that Lamborghini, and he'd been so crushed.
Yeah, he would have. And then he would have threw a temper tantrum and had to drive all the way back home.
Like, by the time he got there, the $3 would have been worth $2. That's how long it would have taken to get there.
So, props to this kid, young entrepreneur right there. He's definitely going to be somebody. Or he's going to be, a felon.
Hero of the week.
Hero of the week. Hero of the week, man. You drove your car, I don't know how far, but...
I don't think he got very far.
Hero of the week for the state trooper for noticing that, being in the right... honestly, that's right place, right time. The trooper...
because he could have got hurt.
Pulling the kid over, so that is definitely...
Especially when everybody else is going fucking 80 and you're going 30 and it's swerving in and out.
Right, that is definitely right place, right time. So props to the state trooper, the Utah state trooper, for stopping that kid before he could buy his Lamborghini. So
right. Well, everybody, that is the episode. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for listening. Thanks for downloading. Thanks for telling a friend. We appreciate you so much. We really mean it when we say that. We don't do this show without you guys. So tell somebody, if you like the show, tell somebody, tell a friend. Go follow all our shit. Everything will be in the description. Email if you want to email us about anything, topics or anything like that. It's comcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Wash your hands, wash ass.
Speaking of ass, it smells like ass in here. Did you fart?
No.
It must have been me then.
Anyway, take care of yourselves, everybody. Don't take any shit. We will see you next week. Have a good weekend.
All right, love the fuck out of you guys. Like Ryan said, tell somebody. If you enjoy something that much, you got to talk about it. So just talk about the Cumcast. And if people are like, hey, what's the Cumcast? You'd be like, oh, it's this cool podcast to listen to. It's two fat twin brothers that just laugh and talk about dumb shit all day. So that's what you can tell them. So stay safe, everybody. Remember, if your family member dies, you cannot just put the ashes anywhere.
Yeah, you fucking can.
Love you guys. Stay safe. Wash your hands, you filthy animals.
Oh yeah, and if you're gonna do something this weekend, do one for me. Just do one for me. If it's drink a beer.
What are they doing? Do your neighbor for Ryan.
Have a beer for me. You know, if you're gonna do a line of Coke, do one for me. Do one for me. Just don't OD. That's
do one for me. Just don't OD.
TM, motherfucker.
Comcast approved.
Trademark.
So, and remember, when life gets hard, when life gets you down, you get up, dust off, and you milk that motherfucking pig, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.
We out.